Hey everyone, welcome back to This Old TJ. In today's episode, we will be doing one of the first little mini projects here. For whatever reason, the later TJs set really low to the floor. I'll pop up kind of a picture from my perspective right where my eye level is to give you the before. Then when we're finished up, we'll do the after. We will be adding a 2-inch rise on this. So I am simply using some 2x2 by 1/8 inch wall square tubing, and we will cut this down into 2-inch sections, and then we'll have one for each corner. You can see at the front where it looks like the seat actually sets a little more than the bolt hole width to carry the pressure, but that's fairly thick piece. It looks welded up and reinforced. The rear sets about the same amount of area here. It's contoured to fit down into the gaps, but you can see where the paint rub is and where the paint rub is not. And I really don't think there's much more carrying the load on the seat than this one section. So I do have grade 8 replacement bolts, as obviously with the 2-inch lift, that's not going to cut it. So we will get started measuring this thing off, chopping it down, getting the chunks in the drill press, get some holes in them, and get it back together. One thing I'm not going to do today is a lot of finish work on this. I've learned in the past, better not to do all the complete detail finish work and spend all the time until you're sure it's going to work and it's what you want. It's easier to just go back and make adjustments later with smaller tube, bigger tube, smaller in the rear, bigger in the front, whatever, right? And then finish it all up after the fact, after you found out you don't like something, to have to scrap a bunch of hard work and start all over again. So let's get over to the chop saw and get this thing cut down. I have marked off 4 2-inch cubes with a speed square, and I used soapstone because that should be about the same width as the cutoff wheel here. So should still end up with pretty close to a 2-inch square cube. Nothing makes a whole lot of difference. 1/8 inch wall, a little bit less is not really going to cause much of a difference. So let's get this thing chucked up. And get started cutting. And here we go with cut number 1. Okay, after maybe an hour or so of leisurely pace, I've got my pieces all cut, got the razor sharp edges taken off of them, got them all drilled, the 2 front and outside rear all drilled at 5/16, and the one for the inside rear, you can see the difference, drilled that one at 7/16. Everything's in, pre-positioned. Now it's time to carry the seat over, slide it in, and see how much of a pain it is to get these lined up. So I will set the camera down here and go grab the seat. For bolts, I have the metric equivalent of a grade 5. I believe it's called 8. It's actually stamped on here. I don't know if it'll show up or not. 8.8 bolt with one fender washer, one standard washer, and I know there's a lot of controversy. Grade 8, grade 5. The one that's going in the rear corner, the big one, which I think actually meets the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard, that actually I read somewhere designates 7/16 20 or equivalent, has one of those bolts, I guess, to meet that equivalent, and the rest are smaller. So another good point someone made: by the time you shear one of these things or snap one in half, the webbing on your body has probably already done enough damage that you're not going to notice. So we will get these started. And these are a metric 8 by 1.25. I believe that one is started. I'll get the inner side. And I know I said I put anti-seize on these. I haven't for now, because at some point these will be coming back out if I like them, and they will get a good dose of it when they go back together after the blocks are painted to match as close as I can, at least. Now that we have the front in, let's see if we can get the rear lined up here. I can actually see the daylight from under the car, so this should be pretty close. And right now I'm just trying to get them all started and lined up. So I'll set the camera down here and grab my next bolt. Again, I'm starting all of these by hand. And I'll grab my ratchet to tighten them up. And one bolt left to start, which is going to be the big one, which is grade 8. So one grade 8 with a grade 8 washer will go under here as well. Get that one in and we'll wrap this thing up. Alright, now that everything's started, it's time to finish tightening it all down. So here we are, back with the spacer installed. And they do make a very noticeable difference, I will say that. So I will grab the tape measure here and we'll compare a little before and after. And also you can see across from the driver's seat to the passenger seat, which has not been done. There's a pretty noticeable difference in height. So the big test will be driving it. But I will sign off here for now, and in a few weeks I'll come back and post kind of an after review on the thoughts. Did I keep it 2 inches? Did I go lower? And let everybody know what it's feeling like. If you have any comments, leave them down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. There's plenty more to come. Thank you for watching.